As the debates are going on, big news. Chuck Schumer decided he's going to join other Democrats in voicing their opposition to the Iran deal. Lisa Daftari, Fox News contributor, investigative journalist. Kirsten Hagelin is back with us, so is Jillian Melcher. Lisa, I want to go to you first. Of course, you cover this area. You've been a strong critic of the deal. A few Democrats, I don't know if the numbers are there yet to derail, President Obama's veto threat, but Schumer is a huge, very influential member of Congress, and certainly this was a serious blow to the administration. Could this ultimately lead to the deal being derailed?
Absolutely. It's more symbolic than anything else because his one vote isn't really going to make a difference. And we weren't expecting Chuck Schumer to come out and support the Iran deal, although he's been on the fence for quite a while. But we didn't expect him to make the announcement 4 weeks before this would go to vote, meaning symbolically it's going to mean a lot for those who are on the fence. Here you have a high-profile, third-ranking Democrat who's come out and is not afraid to say that this deal does not make any sense. But more importantly, we're hoping that this will, Chuck Schumer's announcement will bring the debate back to the facts and take it away from this narrative that the White House is pushing that this is a GOP agenda to oppose the deal or it's a pro-Israel agenda to oppose the deal. It's about the facts, which is why Chuck Schumer put out this report pretty much defending why he's come out with this decision.
You know, Kirsten, the left went crazy. Here's a report that says the fury of the left falls on Schumer. They've already rallied the troops. There's a new website, 60 Days to Stop a War, Credo, MoveOn.org, and all the usual suspects. Oh, crazy. They cannot believe that this guy went off the reservation on this, right, even though, to Lisa's point, he was on the fence. And the notion, again, though, that somehow you only have two options here, President Obama's deal or war, to me seems specious and disingenuous and dangerous, in fact.
Of course, there are much more than two options. But at this point, Chuck Schumer is really, he's looking at his constituency. And a lot of people, the Wall Street Journal reported that a lot of members of Congress who have a large Jewish community are responding to some of their concerns. And that's what he's doing. He's not just falling into the party line. And he also, it was a very compelling and well thought out arguments that he made. He simply asked the question, would we be better with this deal or without it? And he answered it very succinctly, something that both parties can read and come to the table with perhaps a new solution.
Earlier this week, though, Jillian, President Obama equated Republicans against his deal with Iranians chanting death to America. Put them all in the same bucket. I guess you throw Chuck Schumer in there now as well.
Yeah, that's a completely ridiculous comparison. But I think what we see forming here is bipartisan opposition to bad diplomacy. As Schumer pointed out, this is a deal where there's no accountability. The United States can't enforce it. It's premised on false choices. And then on top of that, it's expecting that we're basing a deal off of shared interests. The United States and Iran do not have shared interests, and that's a fundamental problem.
And Lisa, again, it gets back to, in addition to all the things Jillian just said, bottom line, we cannot trust Iran. This is a countdown to them getting a nuke. And how belligerent have they been? I mean, every day I look up and they're doing something post this negotiation and pre-negotiations, as a matter of fact, that would make me think we signed a deal with crazy people.
We did. We didn't sign this deal with Iran or the Iranian people. We signed this deal with the crazy people who are in charge, with the mullahs in Tehran. And that's the point here. We're marginalizing, by the White House pushing this deal, we're marginalizing the people of Iran, the neighbors who are the states that have warned us against this deal, the Saudis, the Israelis, our allies in the region, the Egyptians, and lawmakers back at home. So really, the only people who are gaining here, and back at home, if you read the Iranian news, the state news, which I translate on a daily basis, of course they're calling this a victory, sure, and really going forward, well, they're going to become more and more.
They're calling it a victory, and they're still calling for death to America. Thank you very much, ladies. Really appreciate it. Guys, you won't believe this, but mutual funds are running out of money. And as crazy as this sounds, here's the thing. The lower stocks go, the more they have to sell. The more they have to sell, the more money they run out of. It is a real crisis. We'll discuss it. We'll be right back.